Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things running and extra stuff. It's like when you think you're going to the Sizzler and you're just going to get steak, you also have the salad bar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that the same as Haas's out here?
I had never been to Haas.
Oh, I think it might be a regional, pretty specific.
All I know is I
thing.
haven't seen a Sizzler since California, but when we were in Japan, they had a Sizzler next to the hotel.
We should have went.
I know. Can you imagine? All the way to Japan to
Yeah.
have a Sizzler?
Why would you get fresh sushi or ramen when you can get Sizzler?
Yeah, and go to a Starbucks.
Yeah, which you did do.
I did.
All right.
I mean, we also had some native coffee. Kohi.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Cool.
You still remember your Japanese?
A little bit. Kocha is tea. Kohi, coffee.
Oh, I thought that was the name of the store.
Oh, no. All right. Hey, we actually have a lot to cover today because both you guys have been traveling, and I've been holding down the fort.
Have you?
Not really, but it sounded good.
I was wondering if I was going to come back and you'd still be here or not.
I don't know.
He's gone now.
I'm living in Tuscany painting pictures of shoes.
I know. This place is looking like the Louvre around here in the office.
The Louvre?
Yeah. The Louvre of running shoes.
Hey, Robbie, speaking of the high classy stuff, we have a new sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about him last week, but officially...
That was a freebie.
Yeah, officially on board as a sponsor is Electrolyte. Thomas is chugging the strawberry kiwi flavor right now.
Dude, I love this stuff so much. Okay, just to give the audience an inside scoop,
Yeah.
We don't just take any sponsor that comes along, which may be why we're not advertising ketones right now.
Yeah, that's why we make no money off this podcast.
Yeah, but so we said that they wanted to sponsor, and we said, hey, well, we have to try it first. And since they've sent samples, I have been on an Electrolyte kick.
Oh, yeah.
For there's two things that I'm now.
Dude, how hydrated are you right now?
Dude, I'm so hydrated.
Yeah.
I am super hydrated. Meg will tell you why.
His electrolytes are so balanced.
Man.
But I'll also tell you, the other thing I've been guzzling down is that Never Second nutrition stuff, but they're not a sponsor yet.
Okay.
But I'm gonna get that and Electrolyte, and I'm gonna be
piggybacking on the Electrolyte sponsorship. Well done.
Yeah. Okay, I've tried almost every flavor too.
No, I don't think so. There's 15 flavors.
Oh.
Okay, I've tried 6 flavors.
Okay.
Wow. That's still pretty. You're getting there.
I want to become a sommelier of Electrolyte.
Okay, and so also part of the reason that we agreed to this sponsorship is because if you've ever listened to Fuel for the Soul or have been on one of the stops of our hydration tour, you know how much we're pimping out the importance of electrolytes like sodium. And so this one has the whole balance of sodium, magnesium, potassium, and calcium with glucose as the natural sweetener. So,
Can you tell me why you need those the sodium?
No, I am not Megan Featherston. I can't give you the why.
Yeah.
I can just tell you I know you're supposed to.
I think on the bottle it even tells you why, Meg, if you just read down the side. I don't have my readers.
According to them, it offers a scientifically formulated hydration beverage that replenishes the body during physical activity, intense heat, and other outdoor warm weather activities.
And you can get it anywhere. So it's like if you don't need to go on to a specialty store like Costco.
Or Whole Foods or some things
No,
ridiculous.
I'm thinking more like normally if you want a specialty drink, you'd have to order it online.
Yeah.
You can walk into a 7-Eleven and find this stuff.
Well, but
Can you really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
You have to go to get Scratch. You have to go to either Amazon or Scratch or Tailwind. You have to go to Tailwind.
Speaking of Scratch,
or a local running store.
Is this sponsorship over?
Yeah. So if you want to get it, we don't have a. Do we have a code? We don't have a code.
Okay. Good enough. It's
You can pretty much get it anywhere.
Just tell the cashier you're gonna get lit, and then they'll give it to you.
They'll know what you mean
for the same price as advertised.
Yeah.
But when I was in Colorado this past week, I went to the Scratch Labs Cafe.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Which was the first time I'd been there.
Wait, but we were there. You just didn't go.
Yeah, I think you.
Kafuzi.
Yeah, you went because we were doing Brandon and I were doing the hike. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, that's correct.
So was it everything you hoped it would be?
It was pretty good. I didn't have it. I had zero expectations. I just thought it was.
Did you get a Scratch beverage?
I got the tap,
fountain?
like just the tap,
The free
tap
stuff?
that they have, which is kind of cool because if you're on a run or something,
That's
you
what
just
we
swing in
talked
there.
about. We were like, if we had a long run, we would just have that be our like point where you just go in, get some scratch.
The only thing that would make it better is if electrolyte came out of the tap.
Yeah, exactly. I actually hooked up a keg of electrolyte while they weren't looking, and tried to trick them. And
Nice.
Did you order anything off the menu?
I did like a build your own bowl, which I should have just done the house one because that has more in it. I think you get a better bang for your buck. But it was really good though. Like everything on that menu is pretty good.
Not that anybody's going to care about this who's listening to the podcast, but I went to that Quick Way Japanese like place by our house, and it was pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even know that was
It's right by the new Starbucks.
Oh, okay, cool.
The hibachi place?
Yeah.
I didn't know you went
You went
there.
there by yourself?
I know. I took the boys on the. I had to drive them home, so for lunch we stopped there. And,
Nice.
Did you sit down and do the hibachi?
No, it's not like that. It's almost like a Chipotle style where you come through and you're like, "What do you want?"
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
You can get noodles or rice. Delicious.
Sweet.
Yeah. So if you're in a pinch.
Yeah, and apparently the Scratch like founder came in while we were there, but
And you
I didn't talk to him.
You didn't introduce yourself?
I didn't know if we were. If you guys are you guys on a first name basis with him?
We sure aren't.
Oh.
But he does not. He sent us stuff.
Okay.
I mean, Tina from over there.
Okay.
She's my gal.
Yeah.
Eat the ham, Tina.
Yes. Okay. Oh, I heard some kids talk. I was in a coffee shop too, in Estes. Just wanted to throw that out there since I'm cool.
Wait, isn't it called Estes Park?
It's just Estes, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in with the locals.
Soon it'll be just called the park.
Yeah. There were some kids in there talking about Napoleon Dynamite though.
Nice.
And I thought, man, what a movie.
Wait, like young kids?
Like in their early 20s.
Do you know what's weird about
Okay.
that?
Maybe
That's
late
like
teens.
that would be like when we were teens talking about the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
That's
it's like
how
something
old it
that
is,
came
yeah.
out that 20 years before.
Wait. Okay, well, first of all, there's some different times.
Yeah,
here.
different when we the
When
we
we were kids.
the we is carrying a lot of weight right there. But,
Okay.
yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like a movie that came out
Eat it, Megan.
20 years ago. Yeah.
I don't know what movie Chitty Chitty Bang Bang for you. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know that?
By the way, I pulled up your movie. Sorry to interrupt you. I pulled up your movie that you wanted me to, or that you guys brought up last time, the Homeward Bound.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't watch it.
because you're getting teared up and stuff.
Well, yeah. No, it's just
Oh, the animals talking wasn't realistic
it
enough for
didn't.
you.
Yeah, it
Did
didn't.
you see there's a new
Yeah.
movie coming out with Will Ferrell and
It's called
where it's like dogs talking like
okay.
with humans?
What I liked about Homeward Bound is that they didn't do the actual
Like animated
animal,
mouth.
Yeah, the mouth talking.
Right.
So, I mean, Air Bud is cool and all, but
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's too much.
but yeah.
Megan, what did you drink in that electrolyte? Did somebody drop something in there?
I don't know. He just said Air Bud is cool.
What's the Fetch one with Air Bud, the movie?
I don't know all the.
There's
all
a
the
lot of them.
sequels. Yeah,
Yeah, but
they were like, this works.
I was thinking about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I've actually never seen that movie, which is it's weird, right? It's a weird movie.
You could re-edit that movie and turn it into a what's his name? Marilyn Manson video.
So he that's what I was going to bring up. He actually based his thing
Caricature?
off there's like a guy that catches children or something.
Dude, he's the scariest dude. I just remember when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
I think I had to turn it off.
Yeah.
Because there's a dude. He's got like a candy wagon.
Yeah.
And he lures kids into his candy wagon.
How crazy is
and then it's like he pulls a lever and it turns from a candy like wagon into like a jail on wheels.
Yeah.
Like a carriage with jail. And the
That's-
kids are stuck in it.
Imagine that was a kid's movie. Like that movie was like a family movie.
No.
Yeah. Well, what it taught you to do is not talk to strangers. That
Yeah.
You're going to end up in
Okay.
a van.
But I did read somewhere that Marilyn Manson, like basically his character is based off of that.
Pull up a Google the Chitty Chitty Bang
He's like
Bang
isn't it
evil
called
guy.
like the Kid Catcher or something?
It might be.
Kid Catcher and
It was when that's how they came up with Pokemon.
Child Catcher. That's what he's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Do you see pictures?
Yeah, it's super creepy. There's this other movie that I always
Like that guy is somebody that's going to attract children to him.
right, exactly. I mean, candy works wonders, dude.
Yeah,
But-
all I saw was candy.
There's another movie called The Peanut Butter Solution that I always ask people if they've ever seen, and no one's seen it.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's this weird Canadian movie, and if anyone's heard of it, I'd love to hear, because if I'm ever at a party, I try to ask. And
Now you know
That's
Robbie's
your
party trick.
icebreaker.
yeah, it's just like my goal in life is to find someone who's seen this movie. And once in a while, you'll see like a comment on the internet or on Reddit or something about it, like what movie scarred you as a child, and it's this bizarre Canadian like children's movie.
For me,
It's the same similar thing. There's a guy that captures kids and puts them in cages.
But it's a kids movie.
100%.
Yeah.
If you watch the preview on YouTube, you think it's the most delightful movie ever.
Oh.
But then, like, you'll see comments where people were like, saw this movie and they're like, I thought that was a fever dream I had as a kid. I didn't even think that was real.
I love
Turns
fever
out it
dreams.
is.
Yikes.
the movie that messed me up the most, and we'll get to running here in a second, is my mom knew I liked science fiction because I loved Star Wars when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So she took me to go see Alien.
Oh, that would be.
That was probably mine too. I saw Aliens very young, and that one really freaked me out.
Yeah.
Well, once the alien popped out the dude's
Yeah.
chest, I basically jumped out of the seat and was out of the theater.
Yeah. How else?
Like gone.
That's horrifying for a kid.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that was a lot of stuff that kid catching and Marilyn Manson, whoever knew. And I still don't even know if he got a rib taken out or not, but I think we talked about that before.
That sounds like a rumor.
Yeah,
That's like when they told us that Rod Stewart had to have a gallon of something pumped out of his stomach.
which you told me that once and I had to look it up. I wish I wouldn't have. But
It turns out that was fake.
I wonder, do you ever wonder how many things you heard as a kid that, because back then you couldn't internet fact check, and I wonder how many things I still believe.
Well, it is strange because I know that my guys, as soon as I tell them something, they're checking it. Like Henry knows the box office totals for every movie.
Yeah.
Like all that.
You can't trick them anymore.
No, they totally on.
You're not even an expert. Where before, when you were a parent, you had to believe your parents.
Yeah. They knew.
I have a question for you. How many magician ads have you gotten?
Oh, I haven't gotten any.
Just in
think
case
so.
you missed last week,
Haven't
this
gotten-
is a follow-up
Yeah.
question of last week's. Robbie pointed out that he knew that there was already a dating site for musicians.
But he Google searched it to
magicians.
confirm, and that's in his browsing history.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any more than I used to. I'll say that. But there is somebody who messaged me on Instagram, and this is a weird one, dude. I just finished a drop where y'all were talking about eating school supplies, especially paper, and then I get this ad in my feed, and it's somebody who's like obsessed with eating toilet paper all day, like in their
Like in their Instagram
like it's an
feed?
Instagram like sponsor post you might like or whatever.
You might like this person who eats toilet paper?
That's the real. Is this person say basically I eat toilet paper like all day every day, and they got that after they were listening to our podcast.
I didn't even get those weird things. And
I think that might just be a coincidence.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't get those though.
I
Yeah, I
think
didn't
they're
get
looking
any-
at something else too.
I didn't get any paper eaten.
But you weren't listening to the podcast though. That's what I'm saying. If he was listening to the podcast and they picked that audio up and then sent him a suggested reel of someone eating toilet paper.
Our phones are listening to us right
Which,
now.
for the
Yeah.
record,
They don't need to listen
For the
to the
record, I've
podcast.
never eaten toilet paper.
You can't.
Now you said you
yeah,
hadn't.
we
You said you hadn't. Well, we don't want to go down this.
No,
All right.
yeah.
It's just gonna,
we've- that's
'cause I was
enough.
going to ask you about other things that maybe you have eaten.
No.
No, let's move. Let's move on. We'll talk about that next week.
All right. So before we get into some other topics, let's just check in with our running real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Megan had a gigantic week.
Tell me about this week, Megan.
I ran 92 miles.
Whoa, wait, are you serious? Is that a record, like highest so far?
No.
So I
For this training.
You did in grit. You did like more than that before, right?
remember the
They're super weak.
There-
the
during
first week
COVID.
of COVID.
Sorry. Yeah.
When I was trying to beat all the guys on the Faster
right.
Bastards leaderboard, so I did 125.
That's right.
But that was just dumb and one
But that
time.
was also not like workouts.
Focus train.
Right.
This is what I find kind of sick about this one, is that this is all off of training. So you had workouts involved here. It wasn't just like easy miles.
Yeah, 2 workouts and a long run, which is definitely a new structure for me. I used to combine the workout and long run, but Castor has me doing, so I did like a threshold workout, and then the long run the next day.
So she had 12 miles, right, on Saturday?
Yeah, 13.
And then,
20
but
on
it was a
Sunday.
workout.
Yeah.
And then it was
Snap.
easy miles for 20, Robbie.
Yeah.
That's my race pace, but okay.
Yeah, I know. That I keep telling Megan, I was like, if I could just run your easy pace for a marathon, I'd be so happy.
Talk to those enhanced games guys. They'll
I
get
know.
There you go.
they'll get
Well,
you
then
there.
Meg's like, if you could, then you'd want to run faster. And I'm like, no, I think I'd be good. Like, if you could run a marathon happy at that pace, just
Yeah.
like enjoying it, getting water. That's what Ben Johnson does. He's like waving to people.
I know.
Yeah.
I've run several marathons with that dude. He's like the happiest runner ever.
Yeah, that dude's fueled on serotonin. Is that the one that makes you happy?
Yeah, serotonin is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how was the hydration stop tour number 6 in hot?
It was
Atlanta?
awesome. It actually, a cold front like came through for us, so we lucked out yet again.
Okay.
And it wasn't
Wait,
horrible.
when you say cold front,
like it was
wasn't-
like
it still wasn't a.
it was
cold
like
front.
80 versus 100.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Okay.
Comparably. And so many awesome people showed up. I think my favorite part, I was telling Thomas this earlier, is that for the first time, more women were coming up to me and asking me shoe questions. Like, I'm talking the differences in foams between the Nova Blast and the Super Blast.
Women
like,
are getting into it.
like nerdy stuff. And I was like so excited. And I'm talking women from 20 to 65.
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
And it was super fun to
Right.
be nerding out with shoes with some ladies.
Like, I'm excited about this because from our typical demographics, we would say that dudes are the ones who get geeked out on the tech.
For sure.
So to find out that now women are finally getting to and maybe they've always been there, but they haven't been there for us, that they're getting there and they care about it and want to know the differences. This is exciting.
They also said, a lot of them, that they go to our reviews and just read mine. Skip through you guys.
Okay. Well, not interested anymore. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyway, as we were saying,
No, but Atlanta was amazing. And again, just thanks to everyone who came out, because you just make it super fun.
yeah.
And we have one more stop, which will be tomorrow when this comes out, in Boston.
Cool.
You guys will be there.
I will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can answer questions from people who don't want to read our reviews.
Yeah. If you need any information about the best tasting school supplies, we're here for you.
Ooh, actually, we should bring a backpack of paste and paper.
Yeah. Just have our own hydration stop next to theirs.
Yeah.
Here's nutrition and hydration.
They're going to tell you about all the stuff you should be doing. We're
Yeah.
going to tell you about what actually
Yeah.
will help you grow
We'll see
as a
who-
human.
And we should see who does better at Falmouth the next day.
Robbie, did you do any running this past week?
I did a little bit. It was a little rough because I was in Colorado for a couple of reasons.
The Scratch Cafe.
Yeah, that number one. But no, I went out to Denver first to go to BOA headquarters. And so the BOA is like the technology, the fit system that you'll see on.
They taught you something.
Yeah, that you'll see on shoes like Speedland. New Balance has used them in the past.
Scarpa,
I never realized how many industries BOA is involved in. So like
ski boots.
golf,
Yeah.
construction, like
I didn't know
Construction.
so like workwear is their number one segment.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
Yeah.
like in like helmets
No,
and
no,
stuff?
like boots. So you don't have
Oh.
to you don't have to lace use your hands to tie the laces and stuff. Fly fishing, cycling. Yeah. So they had a pretty big operation going on there. Like the offices were big.
Oh, that's cool.
And we got to see like some stuff in the lab, like how they test and break stuff. It was pretty cool. I found out my hand strength is quite minimal because they have you tighten like a dial as hard as you can, and then they like have a machine break the dial, and then it has to be like twice or two
At
or three
least
times
your
as hard
strength.
as you can possibly do it. Yeah. And then
And the machine was like,
it was like not impressive whatsoever. They had a chart where they plotted and I was basically about as far left into the bottom as you could go for a human. So that was not impressive for anybody. I did, and then they had like a lab, like how New Balance has the treadmill where you put the mask on. They had that foot scanner, like a little trail thing in there where you do like trails, and they have like a sensor in your shoe and everything that measures stuff like that. And then I got them to set up the driving range for me just so I could get some swings in.
Nice.
Which was not.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So you got more swings than miles in this week.
Yeah, probably. But it was pretty awesome because it shows exactly like how far you'd hit it and like a trajectory and an angle and everything. And I hit one of mine was 250 yards. So
all right.
And dead on.
You joining the pro tour.
Felt pretty good.
That's awesome.
But no, so that was a lot of fun. And then, although it took us 12 hours to get to Denver, which was insane.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
why
like
did it take
half
so
a
long?
day.
So we left at 5 here. We did have a layover, but then our second flight was like delayed by like an hour.
What is it with all the delays?
It wasn't really a delay.
I just
even.
expect them now.
It wasn't even a delay. It just took off like late, and then there was a thunderstorm that had to go around.
All right, this is a good time to talk about airplane etiquette.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish this, and then
Okay.
we'll just get to it. And then we got to Denver. We waited. Our bags were like lost in the system, and so it took 2 hours for them to come out.
So you were at the airport and then waited 2 hours for your bags?
Yeah.
I would have been losing it.
And it was
Were your boys losing
It
it?
was 2 a.m. there, our time, midnight there. And then, so by the time we got to our hotel, it was 3 a.m., 5
jeez.
a.m. here. It was crazy. So I got like 3 hours of sleep that night. And then had to do like a full day till 9 p.m. with the BOA stuff.
Ouch.
It was like wild.
Yeah, that's horrible.
So obviously that's the rest of the week. That just set me off.
Yeah.
Like, plus with the elevation and the time change, it was just a horrible week of sleep.
Did you try to just stay on the East Coast or were you trying to?
I was going to bed earlier than 9:30, 10, but it was still. One night I woke up like 1 a.m. and just was wide awake for hours, so it was just bad.
Would
But
you believe me if I told you I did more miles than Megan this week?
No,
I did.
on bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was mixed running.
But tell me, so yeah, the airplane etiquette. I think I had a pretty good one. But didn't you have something that happened?
Well, so on my way back from Atlanta, I was flying Southwest, so it's basically first come, first serve. Like you're not assigned a seat.
Which I typically like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're A-list, so you always get on first.
I like it for that reason, but it's also like when you book like with United or Delta, you have to find 2 seats next to each other. It's like I feel it's stressful. Versus Southwest, you're like, get on the plane, you put your bag down and hold
You figure it out.
a seat for someone.
So I got on. I had an A seat, so I got on fine. Got an aisle seat by myself. This man behind me I guess he has like a family of 15 that he's trying to like save seats for, which you're like not supposed to do. Which everyone's fine with it when you are saving like for one person or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's trying to like not let anyone sit in double rows behind me.
In that case, you go to the back of the plane first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the very back.
So the flight attendants are trying to rush everyone to sit down. He's yelling at people not to sit in these seats. They're yelling at him that he can't save seats. And it's like going on. And I'm just like putting in my headphones and trying to like hide in my little seat. And I guess this is his wife, like comes over. She's like yelling about how he can save those seats for the other part of their family. And the middle seat next to me is open. And rather than asking me to stand up so that she can get in, she literally just climbed over top of me.
Was she your size or how would you describe
She
her
was
size?
larger than I was.
Okay.
Oh.
And just like climbs over me and gets in this seat. And there was like nothing I could do because there's people everywhere.
And she's on top of you.
Was she a clean person?
It was not comfortable. And so then it gets better. So our flight was delayed and this was a connecting flight for like most of the plane. And so everyone is like rushed to get off.
Right.
So as soon as we land, before it's safe to take off your
gosh.
seatbelt, she is
Like as the
standing.
plane's rolling.
I hate
She
it.
is standing again, just gets over top of me to get into the aisle and goes straight up to the front before we're even like
I would have
stopped.
tripped her.
Like they're
I
still
would on
rolling.
purpose.
Okay.
I would have.
I don't know why it causes me so much stress, but when I'm on the plane and people don't follow the
it's
exiting rule, like when they just grab their bag and shoot up to the front, like,
Oh yeah.
hey, let me off first. There's something so, like that tells me so much about you as a human being that you discard common courtesy in an environment where we all have agreed upon.
Yeah. And it's a lot of people that like to do that.
See, I think because I've been traveling so much, I'm like, it's just going to happen. And I don't care
hate that.
anymore.
I
Can't
want.
give in.
It's got to. I really feel like it's the breakdown of society. Like you see these people going and breaking into like stores and grabbing all the bags and running.
There's
out.
rules.
This is if we do not, as a group of humans, say we need to follow these rules.
I mean,
everything will go to chaos.
So I was in Rocky Mountain National Park as well. So I tacked on like a 3-day family vacation on the end of that, and it's kind of the same thing. So there's some pretty specific rules because a ton of people visit national parks. So it's like don't feed the animals, stay on trail because if everyone's going off trail, it's just wrecking the terrain. And then like don't go near waterfalls, things like
don't chase.
Definitely don't chase
waterfall.
them. But and you just see like it's so annoying because there's just people breaking every single rule, and it's just so frustrating because, and I'm honestly shocked more people don't die in national parks and places like that because you see people getting super close to wildlife or like going right next to a rushing river that's if they slip they'd be done for.
Do you think we should all get whistles and like when people are doing something wrong, like give them that lifeguard whistle? I don't like policing things.
Do
you feel it's an individualist that people feel like, for me, it's okay. Yeah, you shouldn't.
Right.
But I'm going to get a picture for Instagram and I can't get it from here. So I'm just going to go
if I just do this, like just this one time, it's fine. But yeah, I know what you're saying. I do think there's a lot of that. But I get why, I don't know, like the rules, because if you just let everyone do everything, it's going to be disaster. But I was just shocked how many people just still like think that it's okay for them to do it, but I don't know.
Do you think it starts with the parents?
Yeah, I mean for sure.
Because like you have two adventurous little guys.
Yeah.
They're probably wanting to do touch stuff and go over here and this, but you're probably pretty firm on no, we don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, and that's a huge part. I mean, I remember one time I was in Etiquette, and so there's wild ponies there, and some
like they call them ponies. They're horses.
Yeah, they're horses for sure, and that's a problem because people feed them all the time. And I was there, and there was like a dad with his daughter, and they're like clearly like hiding the apple, like checking around to see there's no rangers, and then like feeding the horses. And I'm like, I actually did call him out on that, but I'm like, this is what, like this is and so there's chipmunks in Rocky Mountain National Park. Chipmunks look fat as hell because they're just like, and they're everywhere.
They roll up to you. And
so I was just kind of seeing what this chipmunk would do. And I was just like, it came right up to my hand. And I was just like, is it going to jump my hand? Nope. It just bit me. So I was like, cool.
I feel like a fat chipmunk though. That sounds real cute.
It was cute for sure. But turns out they just bite your hand and not.
They also don't wait to get off the plane. They're first to jump up.
Yeah. It was dude, it was beautiful out there though. I mean, the mountains are crazy. Like it's just so wild.
Yeah, your pictures looked insane.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it was a fun family vacation.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was tiring, but the elevation, dude, is wild. Like I could not get used to it, man. Like,
dude, that was like when we went out there. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, and then Estes is at 8,000 feet elevation, and then when you go on some of the hikes, you're at 10,000 feet. I think the tallest peak where we were was like 12,000 that you could get to.
What were we at in Boulder?
7.5 is mags.
Okay.
So yeah.
So your base was higher than mags.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was even just hiking, like when you start going up a steeper incline, was a little rough. And I was getting dizzy. Like I got real dizzy.
Yeah, when we did the Trans Rocky, some of the summits were like 13, like as we go over the top of Vail.
Oh, for sure.
Stuff like that. But by that time, you're out there for long enough that you're not like, it's like I was dying at mags.
Yeah.
And, whatever.
But I posted some of the stories, and somebody, I forget his name, messaged me on Instagram. He's like, dude, I passed you on the trail yesterday, like
that's
hiking.
Crazy.
Like, he's like, I should have said something, but I didn't. And I was like, it's all good. And he's like, then I also saw you in Boulder the day before. I was like, whoa, stalker.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a little too
And then
much.
you're like blocked.
They all, dude.
It's like, and at the airport.
And I'm waiting outside your house.
Does your
kidding.
wife look like that? No.
Yeah.
um,
But anyways, it was cool.
oh, I wanted to follow up with you on something.
Oh, okay.
Who was the guy who won Grit?
The overall winner.
Yeah.
I forget his name now, but he's from New Jersey. I know that.
Well, remember he was like studying the 2D world
Yeah.
in a hologram.
Kanado Goto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while Meg was busy doing hydration tour and you were in Colorado, one day one night I watched Interstellar.
Mm.
Have you seen that?
You know, I don't think I've actually seen it. Yeah.
Dude, watch it.
Okay.
It's a really good movie.
That's the Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey's in it. It's basically about relativity, time travel in a way, but not the way that you're thinking about it.
Okay.
So the gravitational pull of this one planet is higher than Earth, so that the time that they spent on that planet actually slowed down versus the time the ship orbiting the planet. Mm-hmm. So the guy on the ship and the planet, they were gone for 2-3 hours. The guy on the ship felt like they were gone for 23 years.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And the other thing was he gave that example of a wormhole where it's like, okay, if you have 2 points in space and you draw a straight line to it, that's the shortest way, unless you can fold the space, and then it's like a direct.
Right.
I'm like, that's what the dude's talking about with the stuff. So all the stuff that was in his bio, it's basically Interstellar.
Whoa.
So go watch Interstellar and you'll get the download.
I feel like that'd be cool to talk to him, but also at the same time, I'd have no idea what he's talking about.
I think you could. I think he could do that like Neil Tyson deGrasse kind of like explanations that you would be like, because he's probably had to tell so many dumb people what he does that he can probably explain it to us.
That's true. Yeah, I feel like if you can dumb down stuff like that, then that's how you become, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Like you can just like kind of like, because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
So people can understand it in that way.
If you can grasp a little bit of it.
Like Stephen Hawking's A Brief History of Time.
Yeah.
That was a good book. But okay, so the Interstellar, and what was there's a couple other things we need to talk about.
Rick Rubin's and gonorrhea.
Yeah, so you're reading Rick Rubin's book, which I have, but I haven't started yet.
I will tell you, it's definitely top 10 book in my whole
like repertoire.
Yeah, like it for me in doing what I do, and I think for you for writing, like I think I'm on the visual side and you're more on the
written word side.
Written word side. And even though, like I was trying to explain to Megan, I believe that Megan is creative in a different way than I am and than you are. I feel like anybody will get something out of this book that will help them access more and feel more at home with their creativity. Because I think a bunch of stuff comes with the creative mind. Like for you, example, I'm sure you get writer's block or sometimes read something that you do that you're like, is this really worth putting down in Word or whatever like that? There's just so many good, like, just ways to let the stuff flow through you. Yeah. And I think that's the main theme of the book is it's not about your ego and creation. It's more like just letting creativity flow through you. And that's good for everybody.
And that's, so, and it's the audio version, Rick Rubin
reads it. Yeah. So I end up getting the audio version, listening to it, liking it so much that I bought the hardback.
Did he mention Phil Maffetone in the book?
He did. He was like, that dude's full of shit.
Because he did mention, when he was on Joe Rogan, he mentioned him.
No, he didn't.
Which, by the way, is that podcast out, Megan?
No, I'm going to finish editing it today and then hopefully get it out. So it will be out by the time this comes out. Yeah.
The Phil Maffetone rebuttal?
Yes. So we sat down with Megan Featherston and kind of went line by line of the conversation you guys had, specifically around nutrition.
Yeah. There's no way Rick Rubin's a runner.
No, it was more just like, I mean, you could see those two getting along, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's more like nutrition.
Yeah.
Which
doesn't make sense to me either, because I would say that Rick Rubin is probably one of those over-fat people.
It's interesting because I don't think it worked for him originally, which I think he mentioned.
Huh.
I don't know. But anyways,
No offense, Rick.
Yeah.
You're Phil Maffetone. He
Oh,
said it
because
like
he
20
said that.
times.
Oh, because
He loves that word,
Phil said
overfat.
overfat.
I hate that word so
That
much.
is a bad. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
not
like
good.
it.
I felt like that's the PC way to say like homeless. Like now they're like
unhoused.
Unhoused.
Overfat.
You're not fat. You're just over fat.
Wait, so is that like a substitute for overweight? Is that
Yeah.
what he's trying to say?
Because it's not like you have too much weight. You have too much fat.
Too much. Okay, I see. Interesting. Yeah, I don't like that. But anyway, so I'm interested to hear the episode because
Yeah.
And
It's good.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we kind of talked about enough last
Yeah.
week. But along those lines, what do I want to say? Oh, this is kind of random, but I want to mention that. So, because you're talking about reading that book, and I'm still just working my way through the Empire of Pain book, which I had made a lot of progress on, then kind of like stalled out on. But so I'm still working on that. But I got this part. Okay, the whole book angers me. Like every page, I'm like, I can't believe nobody is like taking these people out because it's just so, like, so awful.
To refresh people's memory, Empire of Pain
Oh, yeah.
is about the people who brought in the like opiates.
Yeah, the Sackler family, who they basically were the drug dealers of OxyContin. And I think there's a new show on Netflix too about kind of the whole.
Yeah, it was
opioid
just
thing.
all in the news.
They just did something where they're trying not to get sued by everybody.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the thing. Yeah, they wanted like full immunity from their personal liability and wanted to just go into bankruptcy which
Business.
means they would still have all their entire fortune, but the company would be bankrupt. And the judge struck that down, which is good in one way, but it's been just dragging on for years for all the people who have been affected by it. So anyways, but I found out.
What would you take for that kind of pain?
What do you mean?
You know, all these years of going through that.
Oh, of that pain?
Good joke.
Yeah,
Okay.
gotcha. I would, no, I'm reading the book and it's talking about how all the family members have, like, what they've done and businesses they've started. I was so angry because one of the family members, his business venture was a chain of restaurants that we know and love called The Smith.
Oh, wow. I do love that.
So it's a Sackler, The Smith in New York, and what, there's in DC and some
Yeah.
other
There's
places.
a couple in New York.
It's a Sackler owned restaurant.
Man.
Found it purely on OxyContin money. So disappointing.
But see, Jared,
Are you going to stop going?
I feel like I
We're
don't.
normally there
it's
with
really
someone
hard.
picking
Like
up the tab.
people tried to get mad at Chick-fil-A for their.
So that's the thing. I'm generally against like banning, like boycotting things because it's just like, oh yeah, everybody is kind of like there's so many garbage people in the world that own things.
But not only that, I think at a certain point, like when you look at, I may not agree with everything that the Chick-fil-A founders stand for or the founders for Nike or any other business.
Right.
But if you look at the overall, like, employment and
Yeah, the people who work.
like,
Yeah.
like that's where I think it gets weird boycotting something because like, just you're destroying something on principle.
Right. Well, even like the Bud Light thing, that really the individual distributors and people who were just normal people who sell booze, like who work for the distributor, they were getting hammered because they make commissions and stuff, and they were just like I think Anheuser-Busch had to give them bonuses just to keep them alive, basically, because the Bud Light boycott. So that was the individual person like that really, like you don't think about that when, anyways. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. It was still annoying to read that. I was like, damn it, that's like I love that restaurant.
Yeah.
It's so good. But anyways, so what else is new?
How's your running?
It's mediocre. I got 31 miles in, and then I did another 70 something on the bike. Now the good news is because I've been using the bike as kind of like an adjunct to my training. When I went out for my ride on Saturday with the Faster Bastards, I was like a lot. Like my cycling is really improving.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm like, this is pretty cool. I'm having more success over here.
Oh, dude, I forgot to see if they had an extra pair of BOA shoes lying around when I was out
Yeah, I was hoping
there. You
that
should
they'd
have
be
reminded
one.
me.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I do want a new pair of cycling shoes, and I think I probably will get some with Bo on it.
I'll see if I can. I'm sure. I don't know. Maybe.
Did you see these things though? I have these torture devices with me.
Yeah, it looks dangerous. That
So-
looks illegal or from a medieval castle or something.
Zero chance I'm using those.
I kind of feel like these are the trail shoes version of the other one. So
that
what
the-
I'm holding is the chirp wheels.
Oh, they have like an aggressive chirp wheel?
Yeah. So like
This is the murdering chirp.
like you
wheel.
can see like this one, like these are the Klingons.
Yeah.
Of the chirp wheel family. They basically look like punk rock, like the necklaces and wristbands
Yeah.
that you'd wear.
Like Billy Idol.
Yeah, like if
Yeah.
someone came to our house and didn't know what these were, they'd be like, "What is happening here?"
Yeah.
Oh, they would probably think that warehouse you go to on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing with that.
Put this
stuff.
on, Gimp. Anyway, they're really knobby, and I was like a little afraid of them because they sent the smooth ones, and the smooth ones are like you crack your back on it and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And
It's like a road tire, and these are like off-road,
Exactly.
overlanding trail
and
tires.
those kind of like can kind of not. It's like that kind of good pain. Like you crack the back, and then you feel much better. And I was a little nervous because these are like there's spikes. There's like these bulges on
Have
them.
you
and
used-
stuff
have
like
you
that.
used it?
I have.
Okay.
And it's more aggressive. It's definitely for someone who wants to feel the
Yeah.
rolling out of stuff. But yeah, I think it's what happens is you probably get desensitized to the smooth one.
That's how it is with regular foam rollers. Like I can't use a normal foam roller because it does nothing for me.
So you need to have knobbies.
Yeah.
Then you would love this.
Oh, okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, like I used this one on my calves today, and it was like I was like, wow,
Nice.
like it's hitting the spots. And this guy on the back,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's insane. A lot of cracking going on.
Speaking of clubs that you go to on Saturday nights, what's the billboards in Baltimore? that
Okay,
you're
so
telling me
this is
about?
crazy. So I'm driving. What was it? Oh, I went to go get lunch at the R House. And
Which
I'm
is, it's not. That's like a restaurant with the letter R.
Yeah.
House for people not from here. 'Cause it
Yeah,
sounds like
it does
I'm
sound-
eating at my house.
Yeah, it's basically a restaurant incubator. So they have different restaurants there, and they have a ramen one in there now. So I
Okay.
wanted to go get
Yeah.
some ramen because I'm just into that. And so I'm going there, and on the way there,
Take this man to Japan one time, and
there's a bit, yeah. I'm like crossing over. There's a big billboard that says gonorrhea. Be careful. It's resistant to antibiotics now.
oh,
You know, basically
Good to
Baltimore, watch out. So, of course, I want to send this to Megan
Uh-huh.
as I'm going. So I snap a picture and I text it to her, and she's like, "What's this?" I'm like, "You just got to be careful."
yeah.
A photo of a billboard that says gonorrhea in large letters.
Yeah.
You weren't telling her you had something.
Yeah, I was like, guess
Surprise.
what? I hope you enjoyed it, Atlanta.
They might have these billboards soon as well.
Yeah. So I thought it was funny, so I snapped a picture of it. Meanwhile, Megan's going through her Instagram, and what'd you see?
Barstool Sports. They're driving down the highway and
Really?
taking a video of it.
That's hilarious.
Same billboard,
Same billboard.
same place.
And gonorrhea is the clap one, right?
That's what I was trying to figure out, but I do think it is a clap.
Okay, which sounds kind of nice in a way. It's like applause, like a
Yeah.
round of applause for doing
Congratulations.
something. You got this.
It sounds kind of nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, of the STDs, clap sounds better than a lot of other things.
I guess.
What is it?
It's like a drippy,
Okay, never mind.
Ooh.
drippy,
I mean,
itchy.
I guess like a thunderclap is not great in some ways, and then
They're scary. The dogs don't like it.
Yeah, so that could be maybe what it's referring to.
Yeah.
How did it get the name the clap?
Probably because gonorrhea.
You
was
won't
too
put that
hard
in your
to
Google search.
Yeah, it was too hard.
How can I
too
do
hard to
this?
spell gonorrhea.
How can I do this?
Yeah.
without-
It's called incognito.
Oh yeah. Do you think you could spell gonorrhea off the top of your head?
No.
I should know this for. It's either two N's or two R's.
I think it's two N's.
I think it's two N's as well.
An urea.
GONNORHEA.
Isn't there an H in-
HEA.
You're the
I
one who
don't
did
know.
all the testing.
Let me see if it's. Oh, it's two R's.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, one N, but the rest was right. Oh,
The-
chlamydia. Chlamydia. Now, what's chlamydia?
Oh, that's the clap.
Oh, that makes sense. 'Cause it starts with a C.
So what is gonorrhea?
He's-
I'm gonna say, does gonorrhea have a nickname? That's all I'll type in. The first one said have a cure. I don't care about that. Nickname. Oh no, it says his slang name is the clap.
So what's chlamydia?
So maybe those are is chlamydia and Might as well
You
just
guys
I
need to go
hope
back
that you're
to
really
sex ed.
enjoying your run right now.
Yeah.
If you're listening.
chlamydia the same.
That's
Wait,
weird.
do you know what all these are?
No, but
Okay.
They're just both bacterial.
worried.
They're just both bacterial STIs, but they're not the same infection.
Okay.
Okay.
What's the nickname for the chlamydia?
I guess that's how we know we don't have them because we never had to like think about this. Just so people know.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then there's syphilis. Who even knows what that is?
That's the one that got Al Capone.
Oh, that's how he died.
Yeah.
Imagine that's the way you die when you're a mob boss.
an STD.
Yeah, that's it's almost like a Trojan horse coming in through the gates without.
You're
It's
not
like getting
wrong.
busted for tax evasion,
Yeah,
which is what he got.
Yeah.
He got killed the same way.
gotta. Yeah, you gotta come at it from a different angle. But so hopefully you're not a 1920s mob boss and you're fine.
Probably enough STD talk.
Hey, Meg,
for one.
before we give people a review of this Brooks Ghost Max,
Yeah.
should we talk about your scented bag?
Yeah. So why is that funny?
From chlamydia and gonorrhea to
a
scented bag.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot to unpack in this episode. A friend reached out who knows someone who owns this company called Smell Good Athlete. He makes laundry bags that essentially are for travel purposes so that your dirty, gross, sweaty clothes.
Which you've been traveling a lot, and most of your travel has included very hot, sweaty runs.
Yeah.
And this isn't a sponsor. This is
No.
just from the goodness of your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because he wants to give some away. So if you guys want one of these bags, there's a little like satchel of coal that goes inside that helps prevent the bad smells.
So it's like Santa Claus, but in a good way.
yeah.
Wow. Reverse.
And
Santa.
I mean, I've been using it on all my trips, and I feel like it works.
What's the bag? What's the company called?
Smell Good Athlete.
Yeah.
Smell good. Is it do you think that's a statement like smell good athlete or
Yeah.
it's just
No, there's no comma.
I just call it SGA.
But so if anyone wants one of these bags, they're going to give away 5.
Really?
Yeah.
So
Here's what they're good for.
Where do I-
explain
Just-
how you would use it?
just write in the comments that you want one in
How-
the YouTube video.
How do you use it? So you don't want your stinky stuff next to your clean clothing.
Yeah, so you pack this laundry bag.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're out traveling, you go for your run, you take off your sweaty gear, you toss it right in the bag
With the charcoal.
with the charcoal
So
inside.
the charcoal thing kind of helps mitigate some of the stink and the.
Yeah.
Does it also help with bacteria growth? Does this do anything
Probably.
to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you get home and you unloaded your laundry. Did it smell
This-
better than normal?
I mean, it goes straight into the laundry, and
Okay.
I tossed in. But what's nice is that it prevents all of your other clothes that you're traveling
It
with.
kind of has a liner that's like
And like I had for some of these trips, I had multiple stops. So like I don't want to put my dirty, gross, sweaty clothes next to my clean clothes for my next stop.
I like this charcoal thing because if in a pinch you need to do like a hibachi situation with yakitori, you could do
See, who's been to Japan?
yeah. Oh, we're getting real cultural here. You could just throw that in the little grill, probably, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, it only tastes like a little bit of sweat.
Yeah. All right, so that's a good 2
Yeah,
for 1.
so how does somebody get one of these bags? Or
If
get
you want
entered in the
one,
contest?
just comment on our YouTube video of this podcast,
Yeah.
and we'll pick 5 people.
5 stinky people.
Yeah, you have to be real stinky.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe tell us where you're traveling and why you would need this, and then we'll pick one of
I
you.
like this. And Megan, you're independently going to pick this winner, right?
Sure.
All right.
No, there's 5 of them.
Yeah, so we have 5 winners. You got 5 chances. You probably have pretty good odds. to
Yeah,
be
you
honest.
probably do.
Yeah.
I was talking about this with one of my friends this past weekend, and we were talking about waterbeds. Do you remember waterbeds?
I do.
What do you mean? Do you remember them?
I don't. I feel like they're not a thing anymore. But
They're not.
My parents had one growing up.
Exactly. So, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking waterbeds. Why would first off, I always felt like people who had waterbeds were rich. Megan.
Actually, I always thought the opposite. Like everybody I knew who had one.
Wow, I must have been real poor. Okay.
Like all my friends whose parents had them.
Yeah.
Like I was always like, these are sketchy.
I felt like people who lived in trailers really liked waterbeds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when there's one
Was he-
friend's house I used to go over to, and he had a VHS player before everyone else.
Yeah.
But it's like those. His dad was a truck driver, and I don't even know what his mom did. But I used to always remember we'd watch that was the place you went to go see horror movies like Salem's Lot and all
Yeah.
that stuff because they played it on. And there was always this weird smell that I never knew. Their house always smelled weird, And later on, when I was in high school, I realized, because I used to always pass around this tin, and I found out his parents were fucking, oh, excuse my language, we're lighting up, like getting high.
Oh, are you guys are hanging
smoking
out?
weed while we're watching movies. Like, and they had a chicken that used to walk around their house, and they had a waterbed.
Oh, an interesting combination of things. I didn't think about the chicken part. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the waterbed, I feel like that was like a rich dad, poor dad type thing. It was like rich people love waterbeds, and then poor people love
I agree
waterbeds.
with you on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's probably like above ground pools versus regular pools, like the level of your waterbed.
Mm-hmm. But why was that such a thing for a period of time, and then it wasn't a thing ever again?
Because people realized that they were ridiculous.
But a lot of people bought into the idea.
Had you ever been on one?
Oh yeah.
I mean, they felt amazing.
My grandma had one in her spare bedroom, like where we would like stay as kid, like if we stay overnight as kids, like. But that was the only time it was used.
And you probably loved it.
Oh, for
you're
sure.
Like on it, and you're like, blue.
Yeah, it felt like royalty. But why?
Yeah.
I mean, they do feel good. They're just like, can you imagine trying to put a sheet on one of those?
No, I didn't even think about that. It's probably my grandma probably spent half her life trying to make that bed.
Yeah,
Like a fitted sheet on a
then
waterbed.
one person gets on with something sharp in their pocket.
Yeah, I mean, imagine having a swimming pool in the second floor of your house, just ready to go, ready to overflow.
I remember people all the time being like, "Take your shoes off! Take your shoes off!"
Yeah,
like panicked.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. I was just thinking about.
So
I wonder.
Mima had a water.
Yeah, mama. But is there anything cool? Like, is there anything cool? Like, do you think there's anything else like that was cool but doesn't exist anymore?
No, I think the thing that's gonna be is all our foam beds, all our
memory foam.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be like, "What was that memory?" I had one.
I need to get rid of mine. It's a piece of crap right now.
Oh, I like mine. What kind did you get?
Oh, probably the cheapest one you could. It's probably not even real memory foam. It's probably like
Alzheimer foam.
Yeah, I was gonna say amnesia foam. Good. Yeah, definitely forgot how to make me sleep comfortably. That's for sure.
What were we doing here?
I don't know, but anyways, if you have any good mattress recommendations, then let me know.
I mean,
there's too many to sift through these days. I don't even know
we
what's
got
good.
The Casper.
I feel like all of them
and
are
ours is
fine.
Casper, you said?
We got Casper and it's fine.
Casper. There's like,
but I want to try the
Yeah,
the purple one
purple.
looks interesting.
Is it just good marketing, or do they is it actually good? Do you think?
I saw both. Yeah, maybe.
But I
Did
feel
your
like
brother get purple?
They're all the same. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think her brother may have gotten purple, and he's happy with it. I think it's one of those things that you buy and you have to tell everybody you love it.
Yeah,
because you
justify that.
Yeah, like you're like, yeah, mine's great. I love it.
Sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll need it.
Now I will tell you the addition to ours is what really makes it.
Yeah.
Everyone knows our love for the Uller machine.
We need to get them to sponsor us again.
Yeah.
Were they a sponsor at some point?
At some point.
And were they really a sponsor, or just we had a discount code?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
I think we just had an affiliate code.
But yeah. Anyways, so.
Do you know what has nice foam?
Oh no.
The Brooks.
Wow.
Ghost Max.
Hold on. Let me check my hearing. You say Brooks?
I did say Brooks.
Sure did.
Typically, I haven't been the kindest to Brooks. I just found their shoes a lot of times pretty dull, and it seems like they just put out the same formula year after year.
Yeah,
and don't really
they're
innovate.
printing that money.
Yeah,
Local running store money.
That local running store is selling a ton of them, and I get it. You don't want to change things up too much, but I gotta say, I'm so happy they did this time, because we've been wearing this now. Meg, you've got like 30 miles on yours.
Yeah, probably. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Like you were saying.
We haven't said what it is yet.
Yeah. Say what it is.
Brooks Max Ghost Max? Max Ghost. What is it?
Ghost Max.
Ghost Max.
Yeah.
It's written on the shoe.
So there was the Hyperion. There was the Hyperion Max, which we reviewed and we liked a lot.
We liked it. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite Brooks of all times. I put it up there with the Aurora BL.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
What's crazy is I feel like it's very, very light, but we just weighed them and it's not that light. Like my women's 7.5 is over 8.5 ounces.
And mine was 10.7 something.
Which is, I mean, that's fine for a daily trainer, but like it feels lighter. And I think it's because one, we've been wearing really heavy shoes.
Yeah, we have.
And two, I think most of the weight is coming from this upper versus the foam. Like the foam feels light.
That's the thing I find with some of the shoes that we have been wearing that are on the heavier side. If the whole shoe feels heavy or the whole shoe feels cohesive,
yeah,
like one part isn't heavier than the other, then it feels well-rounded and it goes pretty well. If it's just bottom heavy, then
Yeah.
I feel like it creates like a pendulum feeling.
I tried to do strides in a bottom heavy shoe this morning, and it was like wearing bricks. It was like dragging weights underfoot.
Yeah, but this foam, this is that new DNA Loft V2. You're saying it's not new. It's been used in other shoes.
Apparently,
Robbie.
it's in the Adrenaline. Is that Adrenaline?
It's in the Adrenaline, but it's also in the Ghost 15,
In the
which
Ghost
came out
15.
earlier this year.
Yeah, but this stuff feels really good. It feels kind of light, and the ride. It's kind of weird because it reminds me a little bit of the Super Blast feeling in the foam of the Super Blast.
Okay.
It's not quite the same.
Yeah.
But it has that kind of like almost hollow feel that isn't quite squishy soft. It's more like land soft, rebound up.
Okay.
And it just feels good. And with a 6mm drop, it kind of has that rockered feel. So I don't know. It just goes through my stride really well, Meg.
It does have a rocker in it.
Yeah, I think it's the simplicity too. You know, like I feel like it's like one slab of foam that's nice and light. You have a structured upper, but it's simple. It's clean looking. It works pretty well.
I like the style too, the colors and the way that they're putting the shoe together. It kind of has a modern look.
Yep.
So interestingly, it's not that much higher than the Ghost 15. It's only like a millimeter higher in the heel. So 39 millimeters in the heel, 33 in the forefoot though. So it's a 6mm drop instead of a 12mm drop.
So you're just getting a lot more foam underfoot in the front.
Right. Mostly. And
Which for me, that matters because, under the fat pad, I need that extra cush.
got to work that in there somewhere.
I didn't realize too that Brooks typically has those higher
Overly
drops.
fat pad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like people were excited that Brooks is offering a lower drop.
I was just going to say when it's available.
Oh, do that.
Not till 10/1.
October 1st. So happy Halloween.
Okay. I will tell you this one. I know that I've been rough on Brooks in the past, and that should tell you something about this shoe. I really like it. I think it's a really nice shoe. I think people are going to really eat this shoe up, especially if you are a Brooks fan and you like the brand.
So why do you think you should reboot? Why do you think somebody should get the Ghost 15 over the Ghost Max or vice versa? Like, because at this
First
point,
off, if you like more padding underneath your foot,
Yeah.
under the front of your foot,
but the Ghost is already.
and it's a 12mm drop.
I always get Ghost and Glycerin mixed up.
The glycerin, it's a fat boy.
Yeah.
It's the chunky chunk.
Yeah. So why would you
I
get
heard there's a glycerin max.
So why would you get the Glycerin over the Ghost Max or vice versa? Maybe that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I wonder what's the weight on the glycerin,
Not sure.
because I have a feeling that's going to be heavier. Also, the last time we had the glycerin, the last time I tested one, it had the nitrogen infused foam, and it was I didn't really like the
Right.
ride.
So that's the one that has the DNA Loft V3.
Yeah.
yeah,
which
which
is
is the
neg-
same as in
yeah.
the Aurora BL, but with all the rubber
It didn't
or whatever
translate.
it didn't translate.
Right. So okay.
This one,
This was definitely soft, like a little bit softer than that nitrogen.
it's weird to call this one soft because it doesn't make. Can you describe it?
Yeah, it's not soft. It's
Okay.
it's light. It's not dense.
All right, I got you.
And then you do feel some, like, I feel like there's rebound on it, but it's not like
Not
that
a ton.
squish rebound. It's more like the boing. So I think that, you know what? I think this could go right up against something like the Clifton.
Okay.
You could go
Right.
like people who like that shoe. And I mean, these off-white colors, the putties and stuff like that, I think that they look good.
Yeah.
They modernize some of the details on the shoe. I think it's a phenomenal jump up from.
I mean, if this is the
Brooks.
direction Brooks is going, I'm pumped about it.
Yeah,
All right. That's
I'll have to
exciting.
start saying nice things.
Yeah. Well, you already did, so you don't even have to start. You already did it.
Well, there you go.
Cool. So, anything else we need to talk about today?
I love it when people come to the podcast. It's their first time, and you put in it the Brooks review, and they're like, an hour of talking.
Yep.
And then I'm like, first time here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Good times.
Yeah.
But thanks.
Did
for
you get a
watching
new
it.
case for your phone?
No, it's the same one I've had.
Oh wow. I have. So since you used to crack a screen all the time, has that stopped?
Yeah, with this it has for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it's kind of bulky, which is annoying because it's the whole point of getting the slim version or whatever, the mini version.
Yeah.
'Cause I like this, but then when you put a bulky case on it, they need to figure that out. I don't know. Science needs to come up with a case that's invisible.
No, they need to just have a phone that doesn't break when it hits the ground.
That's the weird thing is that they say that the glass is
The
gets
Gorilla
stronger
Glass.
every time, but it gets weaker every time. Because remember some of the first iPhones were indestructible.
Pretty much. Well, yeah, they shattered too. I have a couple of those.
There's a couple rounds that I had where it was like in the 5 area where they just like I didn't have a case and they lasted forever without breaking. So I don't know.
All right, I
But-
think we should leave with one review.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
So this one is from very recent, from K Dizzy, 5 stars. The headline, the best.
Okay.
Congrats to Thomas on his recent toothpaste victory. Quote, sweet, sweet paste.
All right. That's the kind of reviews we want here.
Yeah.
So we're really nailing it.
Yeah. Nice. You're still going.
I had to start a new toothpaste.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I did have
You
to
didn't
start.
cut it
a new
open with scissors and scrape it out?
You didn't think about
I
that,
didn't
did
think
you?
it was so vacuumed out that
Yeah.
it like had a natural like it was curling.
Wait, so I did
want.
want to actually ask you about this that we didn't cover. So do you roll it?
Oh, jeez.
Do you roll it as you're going or at the very end?
Okay, all I do is I start squeezing from the top, and then every day as I'm going,
Which is
I don't
the bottom in some, yeah.
well because it stands
I
on
know,
the
I
side.
know.
So I just leave it, and then
Oh, you let gravity do the work.
yeah, and then every day I start again at the top and just kind of ratchet down
Oh, so you ratchet every day, not
Yeah.
just at the end when it's necessary.
every day.
That's smart. I mean, that's dedication for
I
sure.
ratchet down.
Okay. See, I squeeze from but my wife squeezes from the middle every time, and it drives me insane. I never told her this, so she's gonna listen to this and hear about it. But I'm like, why squeeze from just squeeze from the least point?
Yeah,
Maximize this situation.
Kimmy, get with it.
Yeah. I mean, we might get divorced soon because of that, but
Please don't do
imagine if
that.
that was the crack that sunk the ship.
It was the
That
toothpaste.
is the stuff that does end some marriages though. The I would say this though, like what is your time like when do you guys go to bed at the same time?
No, usually she goes to bed before me.
Okay, then this question won't make sense to you,
Okay.
but typically Meg and I are heading up at around the same time, and my routine to get ready for bed this past year has exponentially, like I used to be brush, floss, jump in bed. Now I'm washing faces. I'm putting on nighttime lotions.
Wow.
Yeah, like there's a whole regimen, and I'm like, I have to start thinking like if we're going up, I gotta buffer in a half an hour of
Wow.
basically brushing teeth, washing faces.
It's like Marie Antoinette over here.
Yeah,
Basically.
people eating cake.
Yeah. Do you wear the Ebenezer Scrooge night hat?
I do. I have that and a face mask that I put on.
Yeah. Oh, do you do wear a face mask though?
Oh yeah.
I thought you just did that on a plane. You didn't do that IRL?
No, I don't do that.
Oh, okay.
On the plane, I do it though.
Oh, okay. I mean, that makes sense. I get it.
I love it on the plane.
Yeah.
Like tune out, put on your headphones. I'm gone.
Yeah. All right. Well,
All right, people, come see us in Boston tomorrow. We're also running Falmouth on Sunday. We'll see you out there. We're going to drink a bunch of Trulies afterwards. It should be a good time.
it's gonna be a nice day, I think.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll be in the water.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
All right, we'll bring the GoPro that doesn't have a cracked back so that it can survive the ocean.
Oh yeah. I was trying to think if I submerged that GoPro at any point in the last week. I didn't, so we're good. All right.
All right. Hi, Ma.
Awesome. See you next week.